I wanted to share this because probably of all the things I can think of, they're probably the most important to learn and understand how it works, which is actually pretty simple. Thanks. When you realize that you are in law of creation simply through observation, right? Which is going to be a measurement of your own learning evolution against everybody else that you have a shared relationship with, right? And what you realize, because I experienced this myself, so I share my experiences with what I learned through them. Okay, so when you sort of measure, if you will, what it means to be powerful in spirit, which is powerful in the light, and you realize when you're particularly in nature, how she does everything that she does, right, to provide for everything that we need so that we can thrive. Okay, you learn that through nature. You begin to realize the power of her intelligence, the power of her creativity, and what it is that she provides for you to experience through her. Okay, you realize how powerful she is in the light because her spirit is in that light. Okay, you automatically acknowledge and recognize this is a powerful spirit. How do you become more powerful in spirit? Becoming more of what that spirit is in the light. You are growing more of your light by learning through higher intelligence. Learning through higher intelligence and creativity. That's what she demonstrates to everybody here. What you begin to learn as you grow in more of your light is you can whip the dark. Whip the dark, which is whipping demons, which is whipping vampires and sorcerers by becoming more powerful in spirit. Now you're a spiritual warrior. That's what the guardians are that are here. Those are your native tribes and your native clans. That's what I am. Native clan. White Bear clan. Right? That's why I'm still here. Because I recognized as a child they were throwing everything at us. Which means if you didn't have any preordained knowledge of high-tech stuff, because your level of awareness was not aware of it, then the deck was sort of stacked against you already, which is why they need guardians. Those are the native clans and tribes, which means we are spiritual warriors. That's why we are the children of Mother Earth. We are in her equipment. That allows us, through her, to whip demons. Okay? Which is how we clear those energies from places where people are suffering and need to heal. That's why I'm here. Right? Right. This becomes what I call honing your skills. Is your ability to sort of keep yourself tuned in an environment that is extremely dense. Okay? This is like, oh God. And I think about this avatar, and that's probably what, if you want to think about a source of rage with other videos that you watch and learn from, hopefully. But if not, that's your pathway, right? You know, I sort of knew as a child, hey, you're different than I am, and that's cool. You know, actually, we thrive on the difference in creations because you realize that you got creative imagination, right? So you realize by reading the energy and how others experience you there, they're on a different pathway. And they will learn in time how to become more powerful in spirit, more powerful in the light, to maintain their battery. Right? And that's basic stuff, isn't it? Basic logic, right? We got logic, right? Logical, common sense. An algorithm, logarithmic. So it's not very hard to figure out that if you want to thrive, you got to keep your battery full, because that's the energy that you're using to experience who you are and experience what it means to be in this realm. So that makes it pretty simple that if you want to recharge your battery, just like you recharge your cell phone, you want to recharge your cellular network that runs on a battery, and you might want to be with the most powerful battery recharging system, which is in nature. And that's self-evident.
Do you know who went with Jack?
Okay, that knowledge or that information on how that works is obvious, because she runs a very powerful battery. 110 volts, 60 hertz, 220 amps of electrical service. Right? So, if nothing else, you can sort of, if you ever took the time to learn how the electrical system is set up on the planet, and then translate that through the battery of the planet.
What's that?
And begin to realize she's giving you free energy, and they're metering it. That's why that's got to go.
Well, somebody's with Jack, and I don't know. It starts with an M, but it looks like MT or something like that.
How can we advance the intelligence and creative imagination of the genetic expression of who you are by the pathway that you took to learn through? So if you learn through the light, which is what she is in living spirit, chances are you're going to advance your own cause, our own cause as humanity, right? Yeah. So that's where we're at. And that's good news, and that's why I'm happier than a jaybird. And if you ever get the time, go up into the Angeles Forest on a place called, and this is just sort of self-reference stuff, but if you go up to a place called Chilao Campground, which is where the U.S. Forest Service used to have a hotshot crew, which was known as Chilao Hotshots. They were one of the original hotshot crews that the U.S. Force used. A hotshot crew is simply a 20-man crew with chainsaws and hand tools that cut fireland and forest fires. And that's what I went to go do. Now, it would be natural if you know the fire that's in an Indian, okay, why the Indians were the first crews that were used to fight forest fires, right? We know how to read the terrain, right? Scouting, you know. We used to have an old standard firefighting order that talked about using advanced scouts. So they used Indians, just like they used Indians during the Indian Wars during the 1800s, right? Go look at the history of the tribes in the United States Army. And look at the Indians, okay, that were wearing the blue coats, right? That were used as scouts, because we can read the terrain, map the terrain, right? Because it doesn't... One of the beautiful gifts that you have when you are really native to this planet is I don't need a United States Army field manual survival guide on how to know how to survive in nature, okay?